Hi everybody, welcome to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be tying a mini lure called the JC Viva. So before we get on to tying, as usual I'll run through the tying materials. The hook is a size 10 heavy wet fly hook. The tail is Glow Bright floss in number 11. You can use number 12. I prefer 11 because I like the yellowish tinge. Number 12 is far more green and leans towards lime green. The body is any black dubbing. The rib is flat silver in medium. The hackle, the original didn't have a hackle, but I always incorporate a hen hackle, so it sort of completes the fly for me, and it's more reminiscent of a traditional wet then. The wing is black marabou, and the cheek's obviously a jungle cock. So let's get that changed out and we can start tying the fly. There we go. So the hook we're using today is a size 10 Camasan B175, and the tie-in thread is black in 70 denier. And all we need to do is cover the hook shank with the tie-in silk, and I'll stop at a point between the hook point and the bar block. So once there, what we'll do is remove the waste, and then next take several strands of the Glow Bright. In this instance it's Glow Bright number 11, and just secure that in and tie in all the way up the hook shank. Okay, so I've taken some open turns there, and I'm going to trim that off now. And on the way back down, what we're going to do is we're going to catch in some flat silver. So just take that there. There we go. And then close touching turns. To a point where we're a couple of turns away from the tie-in point of the tail. So I'm going to get some wax before I create a dubbing noodle now. And then what I'm using today is black SLF. It's quite versatile, easy to work with, and creates a really nice body without too much effort. Look, since the body is going to be segmented, as long as we don't have to worry too much about thickness or shape, as long as it's a level body, then the rib will sit nicely. So I stayed a couple of turns from the tie-in point of the tail, purely because as I wrap back down now, there's some loose dubbing there, and I can take one or two turns and then come back over it, and it sort of catches the dubbing in and makes a far nicer body and a more secure body. So just take those couple of things out, or a couple of fibres out, and then 4 or 5 turns. I think I'm probably going to get 4 turns on this one. That one's a bit too far, I think. So let's do those again. There we go. There's 1 turn, 2, 3, 4, and then tie off. So you can see that black and silver segmentation is quite prominent there. Remove the waste, and at this point, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut the tail down to about the same length as the body. Okay, so time to tie the hackle in. So I've just prepped one and I'm going to tie it in by the tip, take a couple of turns and then pull all that back and take another couple of turns just to secure and remove the tip. Just get the hackle pliers now, and under tension 2 turns. So under tension just sweep those fibres backwards, and I've got 1 turn, and there's the second. Come up with your tie-in silk just to tie it in. And once again, trim off the waist. There we go. So just give this a tidy up now, and what I'll do is I'll use my thumbnail to split the fibres on top and then push them downwards so that the majority of fibres are underneath the hog shank. And now it's time for the marabou. So take a short length off the shank, or off the stalk, trim them, and then loose turns, tie those in. And what I'm going to do is carefully just burn that waist down, a couple of turns, make sure the head is nice, and then I'm going to trim this wing appropriately. Okay, so that only leaves to select a couple of jungle cock nails. So once we've prepped the jungle cock nails, off them up and hold them in place, take 1 or 2 turns, and let's have a look. I think this one needs slightly pulling back. There we go. And trim off the waist there. And there. And so with the jungle cock tied in, all we need to do now is take a couple of turns with the whip finish to form a nice head and finish off. There we go. And finally we get some varnish just to seal those wraps and help cement the jungle cock in, and give it a nice shiny head. Okay. There we go, and that'll soak in, and all I'll need to do is give it another another coat later to make sure it's shiny and secure. And there we have it, the Jungle Cock Viva. Listen, it's got me an awful lot of fish. I know people tend not to fish them, and mini lures have become, how can I say, superfluous in some people's boxes. Believe you me, this one is well worth having. And even more so, if you tie it on a long shank hook, maybe a size 8 or a size 6, it's a fantastic lure off the bank, early season hook. It just leaves me to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers then.